Scotland's really surprised me. It's absolutely amazing. Look at this. This is Scotland.
In my previous film, on the third day of my journey, I departed from my stopover in Golspie on Scotland's east coast, following the scenic A9 and then the A99 toward John O'Groats. This 70-mile drive began to unveil the extraordinary beauty of Scotland's landscapes, offering sweeping views of rugged coastlines, gently rolling hills, and dramatic cliffs that demand your attention at every turn. Along the way, I passed charming fishing villages, historic landmarks, and wide open stretches of unspoiled nature that seemed to go on forever. The crisp sea air and the occasional glimpse of seabirds soaring above added to the magic of the journey. As I approached John O'Groats, the northernmost point of mainland Britain, the iconic site of the Orkney Isles, resting serenely on the horizon, signaled the end of this unforgettable leg of my journey. Arriving under clear blue skies, I was fortunate to settle in for the night at a charming touring site perched right by the sea. The soothing sound of the waves and the crisp coastal air made it the perfect spot to unwind and reflect on the day's adventures. I couldn't help but hope the weather would hold, as I eagerly anticipated exploring this remote and captivating corner of the UK. Join me as I delve deeper into the history, landscapes, and charm of this iconic destination. My hope is that it inspires you to experience the magic of John O'Groats and so much more of Scotland for yourself.
I've driven up here a few times upon the East Road. I've always had sort of decent weather. I think last year was a bit, but it wasn't bad weather. And it's absolutely stunning, but you have to try and imagine what it'll be like when it's blowing a hoolie along here. A good day today driving up. I didn't expect it to be so nice. Just making the most of it because just where we're going to John O'Groats, I can see a bank of cloud coming in. So that might be the rain that we didn't get earlier. But I'm not complaining. It was nice to get to drive up in the sunshine again. It's very remote. So here we are at John O'Groats. What a stunning day. Didn't expect that.
The origins and development of John O'Groats as a settlement dates back thousands of years. While there is little evidence of a significant prehistoric settlement in the immediate area, the broader Caithness region shows traces of human habitation from the Neolithic period. Ancient cairns, stone circles, and brocks, defensive stone towers, dot the landscape, highlighting the area's importance to early peoples. These early inhabitants were likely subsistence farmers and fishermen who took advantage of the region's coastal resources and fertile patches of land. From the 8th to the 13th century, the area fell under the influence of Norse settlers who ruled the Northern Isles and parts of mainland Scotland, including Caithness. The The Norsemen left a lasting mark on the region, from place names to cultural practices. Many of the coastal settlements, including John O'Groats, likely originated as small Norse farming and fishing communities. John O'Groats' name is believed to originate from Jan de Groot, a Dutchman who was granted a ferry monopoly to the Orkney Islands in the late 15th century. The story goes that Jan de Groot's family built an 8-sided house with an 8-sided table to avoid quarrels about precedence among his 8 descendants. This folklore contributes to the area's charm, though the settlement itself developed as a modest fishing village. By the 19th century, John O'Groats became a well-known destination due to its association with the phrase "Land's End to John O'Groats," marking it as one end of the longest distance between 2 points on the British mainland. John O'Groats sits on the northeastern tip of mainland Scotland, overlooking the Pentland Firth. It is approximately 2.5 miles south of Duncansby Head, which is the actual northeasternmost point of the mainland. The village is surrounded by dramatic coastal landscapes including cliffs, sea stacks and beaches, making it a favourite spot for nature enthusiasts. The region is exposed to frequent strong winds and harsh weather due to its proximity to the North Atlantic Ocean, contributing to its rugged beauty and challenging environment for agriculture and settlement. The area's geology is marked by old red sandstone, a sedimentary rock that was laid down during the Devonian period approximately 400 million years ago. These sandstones, formed in ancient river systems and lake beds, give rise to the flat, treeless landscapes typical of Caithness. The nearby cliffs and sea stacks, such as the iconic stacks of Duncansby, showcase the effects of erosion by wind and waves over millennia. John O'Groats is about 6 miles across the Pentland Firth from the Orkney Islands. The ferry service from John O'Groats to Berwick on South Ronaldsay provides a direct connection to the Orkney archipelago, making it a key gateway for travellers. The Orkneys are renowned for their rich archaeological heritage, including the Neolithic sites of Skara Brae and the Ring of Brodgar, as well as their vibrant modern culture and wildlife. Today, John O'Groats is a popular tourist destination, celebrated for its symbolic importance and dramatic natural setting. Visitors come to take photographs at the famous signpost marking the distance to Land's End and other global locations, explore the surrounding landscapes, and use the village as a starting point for exploring the Orkneys or the North Coast 500 scenic route.
Quarter to 11, John O'Groats. Still light. There's the lighthouse in the distance. Beautiful evening. Really calm. That's the island of Stroma out there, the abandoned village.
Stroma, just 2 miles from the Scottish mainland, was once a thriving island community. It has an area of about 927 acres, or 1.45 square miles. Its history is tied to fishing, crofting, and the powerful tidal currents of the Pentland Firth. The island's name, from Old Norse Stromoi meaning island in the stream, reflects these treacherous waters. By the 19th century, Stroma's population peaked at 375, with lobster fishing and farming at its core. However, isolation, harsh winters, and the decline of traditional industries led to a gradual exodus. By 1962, the last residents left, seeking better opportunities on the mainland. Today, Stroma is uninhabited. Its haunting landscape of abandoned stone houses, ruined crofts, grazing sheep, and shipwrecks telling the story of a once thriving community. The Norse influence waned after the Treaty of Perth in 1266. However, Norse heritage remained deeply embedded in the culture of the area. During the medieval and early modern periods, the Caithness area was home to several influential clans. The Sinclair clan was one of the most prominent clans in Caithness and held the earldom of Caithness for centuries. They were deeply involved in the region's political and economic life, often clashing with neighbouring clans and other local powers. Clan Gunn was another significant clan in the region, known for their Viking ancestry. They were primarily based in the northern and eastern parts of Caithness, with a reputation for their seafaring and warrior traditions. Clan Mackay, though based further west in Sutherland, exerted influence in parts of Caithness, often in rivalry with the Sinclairs. These clans shaped the social and political landscape of the area, engaging in alliances, rivalries, and occasional skirmishes over control of land and resources. Over time, John O'Groats grew into a small but enduring fishing village. Fishing, particularly for herring, became a cornerstone of the local economy. The surrounding fertile lands were also used for crofting, small-scale subsistence farming that sustained local families. The settlement's position near the Pentland Firth, one of the most treacherous and productive stretches of water in Scotland, further cemented its role as a key point for fishing and maritime trade. In the 19th century, improvements in transportation, such as the establishment of better roads and ferries, allowed John O'Groats to emerge as a symbolic and practical gateway to the Orkney Islands. The construction of the iconic John O'Groats Hotel in 1875 marked the village's transformation into a destination for travellers seeking adventure by visiting the end of the road in mainland Britain. The people of John O'Groats, shaped by centuries of Norse, clan, and Scottish heritage, have adapted to the challenges of living in this remote yet iconic location. The settlement's history reflects a mix of resilience, enterprise, and community spirit, from its origins as a ferry hub to its role as a tourist destination symbolising the northern edge of mainland Scotland. Duncansby Head Lighthouse stands as a beacon of maritime safety near John O'Groats. Built in 1924 by David Allen Stevenson, at 11 metres tall, its light guides ships through the treacherous Pentland Firth, one of the most dangerous stretches of water in the British Isles. This region, infamous for its powerful tides and swirling currents, has seen numerous shipwrecks. In December 1959, one of the most devastating storms in living memory struck Scotland, bringing disaster to shipping and a tragic loss of life. The storm unleashed its full fury on Sunday, the 6th of December, and raged on for 4 relentless days. Mountainous seas battered the coast, leaving ships at the mercy of the gale. Around midnight on Sunday, the 6th of December, the Aberdeen trawler George Robb was swept ashore near Duncansby Head. Tragically, all 12 crew members perished in the disaster. A short walk from the lighthouse reveals the dramatic Duncansby stacks, towering sea cliffs, and needle-like rock formations carved by relentless waves. These iconic geological wonders, teeming with seabirds, enhance the area's rugged beauty. Together, the lighthouse and stacks embody the wild, untamed spirit of Scotland's coastline. Though relatively small, Duncansby Head Lighthouse continues its steadfast vigil, ensuring safe passage through waters that have challenged sailors for centuries. The last house, the local pub and brewery, was originally built as a traditional but and ben, a single-storey, 2-room cottage. Built in the 17th century, it is the oldest surviving building in John O. Groats. Kristen Groat, born in 1794, a direct descendant of Jeanne de Groot, lived here with her husband John Laird. Their son William and his wife Carmel lived in the last house from 1845. William died at just 30 years old. His 28-year-old widow Carmel was the community midwife. She never remarried and lived till 1924, aged 100 years old. 80 of these years were spent in the last house. The iconic Land's End to John O'Groat's journey has inspired countless charity endeavours, with individuals and groups taking on the 874-mile challenge to raise funds for causes close to their hearts. People tackle the route by walking, cycling, running, or even attempting more unique modes of travel, such as roller skating, swimming parts of the coastline, or driving vintage vehicles. These efforts often highlight the spirit of determination and community, drawing attention to a wide range of charitable causes, from medical research and mental health support to environmental conservation and education initiatives. The journey's sheer distance and varied terrain symbolize resilience and dedication, inspiring supporters to contribute generously to the participants' fundraising goals.
Filled up with water, done all the chores that I need to do, and now we're off to Durness. I'm going to take a nice leisurely drive, get there pretty early, see if we can get into the park up that I want to get into. And it looks like it's going to be a lovely day. Some fantastic scenery between here and Durness.
As we prepare to leave John O'Groats, the journey west to Durness promises to be unforgettable. We'll trade the flat, open countryside and windswept coastlines for turquoise waters and pristine sandy beaches. Further west, the landscape begins to transform into moorland stretches. As the road climbs and dips its way around sparkling lochs, we start to catch glimpses of the rugged northern Highland mountains, rising into the distant horizon. the route narrows into a single-track road, tracing the shores of inlets, lochs, and weaving through dramatic, untamed terrain. Stay tuned for my next episode as this adventure gets underway. Every mile bringing us closer to the wild, rugged beauty of Durness and the incredible west coast of the Scottish Highlands. This adventure is just beginning. If you are enjoying these videos, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, like, and ring the bell to be notified of the next dramatic adventure.